I'm turning 50 next month, and that remark has prompted many of you to comment, "What's your secret?" Which feels a little strange because I don't consider myself a health and beauty expert by any means. Just like you, I follow tips from other people and try to incorporate them into my routine, and hopefully they make a difference. So in today's video, I'm going to share my secrets for diet, health, and exercise that aren't secrets at all. It's just what I do. But maybe if you incorporate some of these into your routine, you could have some great benefits too. Okay, the first thing I'm gonna mention actually isn't anything I do, so I'm not gonna count it as one of the 15, but I think it's so important to help you look your best. Y'all, it's lighting. I am facing a ring light and facing an open window. Just for contrast, I'm inserting a clip from the other day when I was in this same location and I'm spinning around holding the camera. And you can see when I'm facing away from the window, how much more the lines and the bags and all of the elements of my face that aren't as flattering show up. Also, you can see the ring light adds another layer of smoothness and illumination to your face. So I am not facing a ring light and a window in my day-to-day. So I probably look a little older if you were to meet me on the street than I do right now. So in full transparency, when you see people who look younger on video, it's lighting, 100% it's lighting. So that's just something to know when you are taking photos or if you're recording yourself, make sure the lighting's right because you're gonna look way better. Okay, let's start with diet and what I actually put in my body. It's not the greatest, I'll be honest. I could really improve a lot of my consumption, but I'll share with you what I do. Number one, I don't drink enough water. I actually don't like water, but I do start my day with downing a full cup of water, and I generally down another cup when I brush my teeth about an hour later. And I down a third cup before I go to bed, which I had to train myself a little bit to sleep through the night. But I had heard that when you wake up in the morning, you're dehydrated from not having slept all night. And I do feel like that initial cup of water, one, it helps the body move, if you know what I mean. And two, it helps to hydrate your skin and get you hydrated right away. Number two is I like coffee, but 1 cup. I limit it to 1 cup a day, and I put creamer in it, which I know isn't the best. Studies have actually shown that it can decrease the benefits to it, but it's what I do. I love my coffee. Number three is I like energy drinks. And I know people say they're terrible for you, but it's either I drink an energy drink or I need a nap. And I have a job, and I don't think they would like me sleeping at my desk. I would love to be sponsored by Celsius. But the caveat, because I'm gonna talk about sleep in a minute, is I don't drink caffeine past around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I cut it off completely. And I just have those 2 intakes of caffeine a day. My morning coffee, that's it. And then something with lunch, which is generally a soda or an energy drink. And I drink alcohol. I know there are a lot of influencers who talk about how not drinking alcohol and going sober has improved their life and they feel so much better and they don't get the added calories and all that. I enjoy drinking, and I probably drink 2 to 3 times a week. I'm not advocating by any means that in order to stay young, you have to drink alcohol. I'm just saying that I haven't given it up and it seems to be working for me. Okay, but the one thing I have completely eliminated from my diet is mammals. And why mammals? I just feel like it's a better stewardship of our planet to consume animals that take less resources to produce. And that was where I drew the line personally. I could have given up chicken and fish as well, but I chose to draw the line at mammals. And I don't eat octopus because if you've seen my octopus teacher, it'll change your life. I do prioritize protein and fruits and vegetables, and so I try to incorporate both of those with every meal, but I don't eliminate carbs or dairy or anything. I've done Whole30 and I've done diets that do eliminate those, but I don't as a regular part of my diet. Okay, so that's what I consume. How about other health measures? Number 6, no smoking. The wrinkles. Why would you? I've never smoked, never been interested. Like, the number one reason is, why would I want to look like that? Number 7 is I prioritize sleep. Ask Nick. I get really cranky when it's bedtime and he's still up. It's like, this is my sleep time. I have a lot that I try and get in every day, but if it comes to my bedtime and it's not done, I will push it out till the next day. I do believe that prioritizing sleep is so key. I mean, there are a gazillion studies on how sleep deprivation affects you both internally and externally, and so I definitely prioritize it. Now, as far as how I sleep, okay, so I have heard, and you probably have too, that if you can sleep on your back, it prevents creases from forming on your face. And as a secondary precaution, if you sleep with a silk or satin pillowcase, it can also prevent creases from forming on your face. I always start the night out on my back, and I always wake up squished into my pillow on my stomach. I do use a silk pillowcase, so hopefully that helps. But I do try to sleep on my back. It just never seems to stay that way. Okay, number 8, let's talk about activity. I'm very active, and this may be one of the top reasons that I feel, and potentially you say, I look youthful. I do work out at a gym. I used to belong to a row club, which has recently closed and made me so sad. I alternate between cardio, and I'll use the rowing machine or the elliptical, and then I also do weights. I typically work out 5 to 6 days a week. I feel really off if I don't work out 2 days in a row. On top of that, we have 3 dogs. We have 2 large rescue mutts and 1 purebred French bulldog, and they get a walk every day. Most of the time I am on that walk. Sometimes Nick goes without me, but probably 4 to 5 times a week I am walking those dogs. And then something I've had to do recently in the last, say, 5 years or so that I feel like wasn't important to me before is stretching. I just feel so stiff after sitting, so I'll prioritize stretching. Sometimes one of my workouts is like an hour-long stretch, and I feel so great afterwards. Okay, number 9 thing, and this again is in the health category, I go to a chiropractor. And I have for like 25 years, and I know the feelings are mixed on chiropractic. The one I go to is an upper cervical care provider, and they use the Palmer method. They focus primarily on the upper cervical area, which is the top part of the neck, and make adjustments pretty much just in that area. Of course, if you have something out of alignment that's lower, they'll adjust it. But the tenet of that practice is that when the top of the neck is in alignment, the rest of the body feels good. If you don't feel good, I feel like you don't look good. And when I'm out of adjustment, I'll have one of my vertebrae not in the right place, and I can feel it radiating all the way down my body, into my quads, into my feet, into my fingertips. It gives me headaches. It gives me a bad mood. It's chronic pain. Any of you that suffer from chronic pain, I'm so sorry, because I know when I need an adjustment and you have that pain that just is with you all the time, it can just permeate your life. And so to have that relief of that pain, there's nothing like it. And so I will continue to go to chiropractor as long as I live. Some people say, well, shouldn't a chiropractor make a correction and then you should be able to hold your adjustment if they're a good chiropractor? Sure, that would work if I lived in a bubble, but I go on walks with the dogs and they pull me and I fall down and I trip and I'm clumsy, and I'm not going to limit my activities based on wanting to hold my adjustment. I'm still gonna go live my life, and that's gonna create injuries and activities that will pull me out of alignment from time to time. And so I have no problem continuing to visit and pay for chiropractic care. Okay, number 10, and now we're getting into mental health a little bit, but I do think if you are active internally, your body, your mind, all of that, it does help you stay and feel and look younger. So I am gonna talk about a couple things for the brain. I do limit social media. So believe it or not, I love social media. I love TikTok. I love Instagram. I'm loving being here with YouTube with you. In fact, if you're enjoying this video, please consider subscribing. I have a goal of hitting 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and your subscription would mean so much to me. But I do, for my mental health sake, cut it off at a certain point. So I don't go on any of those apps after 9 o'clock at night, so that I can start to unwind and decompress. And this helps me prioritize sleep. And I do take a social media break on Sundays. So you may have heard me mention this before, and it's just a day where I'm not influenced to purchase anything, to feel bad about an event I didn't get invited to plan something that I wasn't planning to go to because it popped up in my feed. It's just a day for me to reset and clear my mind and focus on the week ahead and what I want to achieve, not what I'm being told I need to work on. Number 11, from a mental health point, is just a fun thing that I'm in a group with my mom and Nick's dad and Nick and Nick's brother and his aunt, and then I'm in another group with some friends of ours. We play the New York Times games every day. So that's Wordle, Connections, the mini crossword, and Strands. And it takes anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes, but it just feels like I'm exercising a part of my brain that I wouldn't ordinarily, and thinking in different creative ways, and connecting daily with those people, even if it's just a quick check-in to share our Wordle score. This next section may be what you have been waiting for, and it's, what do I do to this face? This is a little cringy for me because I don't think I look less than my age. I feel like I look 50, but hopefully it helps you. I don't know, it feels weird, but here you go. Okay, so habit number 12, and you've heard this all your life, and I will preach it again because I think this is the best thing you can do for your skin, for your face: sunscreen. And I have been wearing sunscreen daily since my teens, probably since I was in college. So as far as my routine goes, I'm very lucky in that I don't have sensitive skin and I can pretty much use any cleanser. So I'll typically use whatever was in the latest FabFitFun box or that somebody has gifted to me. And then I'll follow it up with the Klairs toner, which again is nothing special. It just seems to work and it's a great price on Amazon. And I was influenced to use this glycolic acid by, I think, Shea Whitney and then Anna Reed as well. And I don't really notice a difference, but I'll keep using it until it's gone. After that, I'll use some kind of moisturizer, typically. Like I've been using the Snail Mucin Serum, which I really love. It's super gentle and seems to absorb into my skin. And from there, I put on a sunscreen. Right now I'm using the matte screen from Supergoop. And over that, I'll do the CC cream. That's my foundation. I'm not putting another color or foundation on top of it. It's pretty sheer. I would say it's light to medium-ish coverage. So you can see my age spots are starting to come through a little bit, but I feel very fortunate I don't have too many, and I really do attribute that to wearing sunscreen every single day. 365 days of the year. If you were thinking, oh, I'm in my 40s, 50s, 60s, it's too late. I missed the boat on sunscreen. No, start now, every single day. And I think the biggest thing people don't realize is, oh, it's not sunny today, or it's not warm, or it's not summer. I don't need to put sunscreen on every single day. I also put sunscreen on my body every day. So any part of my skin that is exposed that day will get sunscreen. It doesn't matter what my activity is, part of my morning routine before I leave the house. Now, if I'm going to be outside all day, I might reapply, but at least I've got a base layer on. I do it every day, winter, spring, summer, or fall. Winter, spring, summer, or fall. Okay, along those lines, I wear sunglasses almost 100% of the time that I'm outdoors. And why? It prevents squinting. Squinting leads to wrinkles. So when you have your eyes protected, you don't have to squint as much. And so it just helps prevent those unwanted wrinkles. And of course, hats. If you can keep the sun off of this, hats are great when you're gonna be outdoors for a long period of time. Okay, number 13, I'm keeping it real here. I do Botox. So I'm just telling you straight out, I do it. I don't know why people don't talk about it or are ashamed of it. I know it's not for everyone, and I'm definitely not advocating that you have to do this, but I really like the results and what it does for me. I noticed about 2 or 3 years ago that they call them the 11 lines right here were really pronounced, and I didn't like how it looked. And I asked a couple of friends that I noticed were older than me, didn't have those, what they did. They recommended Botox, and I really liked the results. I also get it around my forehead and then around the sides of my eyes here. Personally, I go about every 3.5 months. And I think they told me I get 20 milligrams. I can't remember what they said, but they said it's a low dosage. So I guess that makes me feel good. It's less expensive, so that's good. Again, I'm not saying go get Botox by any means, but I'm sharing what I do. And for me, I like the results. The other thing I noticed around that time was that my teeth were shifting. Now, a little bit of backstory on my teeth. I had 6 oral surgeries, 4 years of braces, and 2 years of a retainer. My mouth and teeth were a mess, and my parents spared no expense getting them fixed. Well, guess what? In your 40s, your teeth shift around. Age is the gift that keeps on giving. And can we talk about why when your vision starts going downhill, you start getting hairs in different places? That's just cruel. Okay, I digress. But my parents and I had invested all of this time and energy into what I really thought was a great smile, and it was starting to shift and get crowded. And you can see in these pictures, my smile was becoming less straight. So I did, as an adult, about 5 years ago, go through the whole aligner process. It took me about 6 months. I wore aligners every day, and now I wear aligners every night at night. I used a company called Smile Direct, which is now out of business, but there are many aligner options for you. I didn't even go through my dentist. I went to a mobile scanning location, and they took a little scan and sent everything online. It wasn't painful, but it definitely felt tight in my mouth during that time. But overall, I'm so happy with the results, and I'm so glad that I did it, and I really like my smile now. And part 2 of teeth is I do whiten my teeth, and I have somewhat sensitive teeth, and so sometimes I do find the crest strips create some sensitivity. I was just influenced to purchase these Lumio strips during Amazon Prime Day, but I haven't used them yet, so I'll let you know how those go. But I also have these little snap white ones, they're little paint-on ones. I'm not as super consistent with my teeth whitening, and of course, as I mentioned before, I drink coffee, I drink red wine, I drink soda, all the things that are terrible for your teeth. So if I really cared about my white teeth, I would cut those out. I don't care that much. I'm gonna keep drinking what I drink. Okay, and the last and 15th thing I do that I think makes a difference in all of this, which is weird to say. Eyebrows. Eyebrows, y'all. So I got an eyebrow kit in a FabFitFun box, I don't know, 3-4 years ago, and thought, okay, I guess I'll try it. Y'all, I will put my eyebrows on before I do anything else, because I'm going to show you the difference between me with eyebrows and without eyebrows. And when I say with eyebrows, it probably takes me less than a minute. I just have a little angled brush and I dip it in the powder and I just free form fill them in. But the difference it makes, I think it not only frames your face and frames your eyes and brings them out, but it creates a youthful appearance because, of course, as we get older and our hair thins, that is something that makes you appear older, is when your eyebrows are thinner. I can't actually imagine going out into the world at any point now without having my eyebrows done. Okay, remember I was talking about lighting? Here I am in my bathroom and I am exactly the same. This was a couple of minutes ago. I'm in the bathroom, but look at the lighting difference. Look how much better I look. So while I love hearing and definitely appreciate all the comments about how I look young, it's not me. It's the lighting, I swear. Okay, so those are the 15 things that I do to look like this. Again, probably nothing revolutionary there, but maybe just some food for thought. Which of these do you already do, and which of these are you going to try? I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. It's never too late to make changes, and if you could make one change today and you're not already putting on sunscreen every day, do that. Number 2, prioritize sleep. And number 3, get up and move. If you've enjoyed this video, again, please consider subscribing and check out this one.